Oh, okay. Do you guys ever wonder how many dreams you have per night? That is a question that many of us may wonder about. We dream about 4 to 6 dreams per night, lasting about 5 to 20 minutes. That equals 6 years of dreaming in a lifetime. REM sleep, or rapid eye movement, occurs at night while we sleep. This is the stage where we dream. Even though there is still research being done on dreams and REM sleep, it is convenient to know the little information we have today. We all dream daily, so I wanted to know what happens while we sleep or what goes to our brain while we sleep. So that's why I wanted to share this information with you. Learning about REM sleep will help us better understand the process of sleeping and what rapid eye movement is. First, I will talk about the 5 stages of sleep. Then I will discuss the brainwaves. And lastly, I will talk about how REM sleep affects us. So first, what are the stages of sleep? Sleep contains non-REM and REM sleep. Non-REM is the first 4 stages, which is where we do not have rapid eye movement. And REM sleep is where we do have rapid eye movement, and it is in the 5th stage. According to an article on How Stuff Works, last updated in 2005 by Lee Aubringer, a journalist, she stated that REM sleep was discovered in 1953 by Eugene Osurinsky and Nathaniel Kleisman. Nathaniel Kleisman, a PhD, gathered a lot of people and created a test using the electroencephalograph, or also called the EEG, by wiring people into various machines, and discovered that during REM sleep, 90% of the people reported that they were dreaming. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the different stages. The first stage, which is stage 1, is where you're in light sleep, and this is where you twitch. Like, I don't know, I'm pretty sure it happens to all of you guys. Like where you feel like you're falling down the stairs and you twitch. So that's stage 1. Stage 2 is when our breathing pattern changes and our body temperature decreases as well. Stage 3 is when we are starting to get into a more deep sleep, and that's where brain waves begin. And then stage 4 is very deep sleep, our pattern of breathing changes, and there's limited muscle activity. The last stage, stage 5, is our REM sleep, and this is where rapid eye movement occurs, and our heart rate and breathing is also different, and stage 5 is where our brain is mostly active. So what happens next? During the stages, we go through a thing called brainwaves. In order to clearly understand the stages of sleep, I must discuss the brainwaves. The brainwaves were first discovered by the test EEG electroencephalograph, and they are beta, alpha, theta, and delta. The Psych Central website, last updated in 2009 by Diana Walcott, a psychologist, she said that brainwaves are totally different to when we are awake and when we are sleeping. So with that said, let's discuss each wave. The first wave is beta wave. This is when we are alert and thinking, so all of us in this room are going through beta waves. The second wave is alpha, which is when we are in a relaxed state or daydreaming. Theta wave is in stage 1, where we are about to fall asleep and we are just like super relaxed. Delta is deep sleep. This is stage 5, like 4 and 5. And this is where we are unconscious, and our body is paralyzed, and it is hard for us to get awakened during that time, during this stage. So I just talked about the waves and the stages of sleep. So now let's move on to how REM sleep affects us. Dreams occur at night in stage 5, and this is where our nightmares also occur. The previous points allowed us to connect to REM sleep and dreaming, but not everyone agrees onto why we dream. First, REM sleep allows us to dream. It allows us to put images together in our head that create a storyline that lasts up to 20 minutes. Most of us forget about 95% of our dreams due to the fact that we do not pay much interest in some of the dreams, so that's why when we wake up, we forget 95% of what we dreamt. So what will happen if we do not get REM sleep? On the How Stuff Works article, they stated that if we do not get REM sleep, we will not dream. So we would fall asleep and we'll just be plain. We wouldn't be able to dream. And the Institute of Neurological Disorders and Stroke, they stated that sleeping helps our mind with critical thinking, and the brain, when we sleep, the brain stimulates learning. So if we don't get enough sleep, the next day we won't be able to concentrate or think correctly. So there are hundreds and hundreds of theories that belong to dreams or to why we dream, and one of them is by Sigmund Freud. He believes that dreaming is a repressed longing, which means that thoughts that run through our head that we're not able to express to society stay in our head, so when we fall asleep, they stay in our head, and then that's what creates the dreams. Another theory is by Alan Hobson and Robert McCurley, and they believe that dreams are just random electrical impulses, which means that experiences or memories from a long time ago come back to us while we sleep, and then that's what creates our dreams. So now that I talked about how REM sleep affects us, I'm going to wrap this up. It is nice to know the process of sleeping and what goes through our head while we sleep, and now we have a better understanding of it. So today I talked about the stages of sleep, brainwaves, and how REM sleep affects us. So dreams can be magical, scary, or even boring, but one thing for sure is that everyone dreams. From the day you are born to the day you die, our brain is creating images.